Hello, I'm Daniel Silva. I'm the President and CEO of the Rio Grande Valley Partnership.
Daniel, you were one of the panelists today here at this Prosperity Task Force event put on by Futuro RGV. What were the key points you wanted to get across to the audience here in your presentation?
Well, we have a great row of panelists, a lot of good speakers, a lot of people that we work with on a regular basis. Really, my biggest takeaway from this is I want for the audience to know that the Rio Grande Valley Partnership is here to work for the entire region. It's here to work with all of these partners, and we need to work regionally. We need to have, as we're saying, one region, one voice, and so the biggest takeaway is to look to the partnership to try to carry this message to the rest of the nation.
Were you impressed by the rest of the panelists and the messages they had? It's a big crowd today, lots of interest, lots of support for the Prosperity Task Force that Judge Cortez set up. What did you think?
I'm very impressed. We have a lot of speakers who are specialists in their field, they're experts in their field, and to hear from higher ed, to hear from the task force representatives, to hear from the cross-sector of speakers, it's really good to see that everybody's on the same page. The economist that we had from STC, he did a fantastic job to talk about, what are the region needs, what is research, what does the data show that we need to be focusing on, and for us all to be here and to listen to each other and to continue moving forward is so important.
And you previewed an event that the partnership's going to be hosting. You hope it'll be in August. You're waiting for a confirmation on the keynote speaker.
Yes, sir.
We won't say much more than that at this stage, but when you put that event on, you're going to be making an announcement. You sort of teased it today that the partnership's going to play a greater role in marketing our region. Explain that a bit more.
Sure, definitely. So as we see a lot of these entities that we're working with, they have geographical boundaries or they have governmental boundaries, and we need somebody in the region who transcends those boundaries. And we feel that the partnership covering the 4 counties, Star-Willacy, Cameron, and Hidalgo, we're in a position to be able to address needs that exceed a city limit line, exceed a county line. So what the partnership is going to be doing is the announcement is going to be that the partnership will take the active role as the economic development marketing entity for the entire region. And really the goal behind this is to be able to bring all of the partners together. If we need to bring somebody from Brownsville, somebody from Rio Grande City, McAllen, Edinburgh, Farr, Westaco, Mercedes, Harlingen, to bring them together at the table and to initiate the conversations, but on the marketing side, to be able to put messaging together that's cohesive, that's regional, and that we can spread out to the rest of the partners, and all of the mayors across the valley have signed on to spread out to all of the partners and say, this is what we need to talk about, this is the message, and this is how we're going to put ourselves at the forefront of all of the regions across the United States.
Did you get buy-in from all the entities that you're working with, all the cities that they are going to defer to the partnership to do that big regional marketing push?
Unanimous buy-in. I mean, every single mayor, all the city managers, the EDOs, the economic development organizations, they all understand we need somebody who can, like I said, transcend these geographical boundaries and bring everybody together. We're a non-biased. We're not going to be doing lead generation. We're not going to be going after a specific company and trying to bring them to the region. Every city has an economic development corporation that's their goal. We're going to aid them. We'll help them. But our goal is to spread the message of the valley. So it's an outward push, and we'll let the EDCs do the inward pull.
It's funny that you should announce that today. I was not aware that was happening, but we were giving some thought to this in our newsroom recently, and we were thinking the partnership's the obvious entity to do this. We heard today from different panelists how there's a national perception of the valley that's completely inaccurate. We get stereotyped as an area that's not safe to live in or work in. And I was wondering whether the partnership, when you produce those incredible videos of the strengths of the valley, whether they could be utilized when the members of Congress from other parts of America come down here, or the senators come down for their photo ops to show that they're strong on border security, whether it could be a prerequisite that your videos are played to them so they get a different story to what they hear from those that want to paint the picture that we are not a safe region to work in.
That's a great idea. When we brought the legislators down for our legislative tour, we had 260 people that we were moving around. You know, there was 100 freshman chief of staff on the House side this year. A lot of them came down, a lot of the representatives, and we had 42 representatives and 3 senators. They came to the region, and a lot of them were really surprised at what we have here and how it was different than the perception that they had. So yes, I mean, these materials are going to be resources for everybody to use. It'd be great to make it a prerequisite before you come down. You know, this is kind of we're going to preload you with some information. This is a preview of who we are, and then come down and let's talk about what you saw. So yeah, we'll definitely work at trying to accomplish that.
Because otherwise they really wouldn't know, would they? They don't go to your office and say, tell us what's happening.
They don't. A lot of times they don't. We'll have our local representation do that, and you know, we work closely with all of our local reps. But you know, for everybody, I think it's important. So we'll actively do that and aid all the cities that are that are bringing people to the community.
Daniel, is there anything else you want to say about your work or this Prosperity Task Force?
I think the judge putting this together is multiple steps in the right direction. I mean, the Prosperity Task Force, I think, is going to be able to accomplish a lot of things. It's going to be able to asset map a lot of our resources and truly see, you know, what is it that we're lacking, and then it's our job, all of us as a whole, to come together and to continue to move forward in that direction to accomplish those goals.
Thank you. Daniel Silva, President, CEO, Valley Partnership, thank you so much for today's interview.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it, Steve.